So 2 quick points, and then we have Abrar, who is interested, has a really great social entrepreneurship idea. So this is a quote from Malcolm Gladwell, which is that in the future, no one will remember Steve Jobs, and everybody will remember Bill Gates. Because Bill Gates is also making a contribution to the economy, but also to society. And these are some terms which, if you're interested in social entrepreneurship, these are all very popular terms now in social entrepreneurship. But we want to get right into the interactive activity. So now it's your turn, and I'm going to call up Abrar for some real-time mentoring. So now you are the panelist, and I am the moderator. And you have a social entrepreneurship idea, is that right?
Yes, I do. I'm actually working on it right now.
Great. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so background about myself, so you could understand why I'm very passionate about the project I'm working on. I'm the senior lead architect in Ministry of Public Works, in charge of the architectural works team in Kuwait International Airport Terminal 2. So I'm working very closely with the wonderful ladies of LIMAC right here. Part of my team's duties were managing the LEED certification. The terminal building is, inshallah, pursuing a building to be certified as LEED Gold, and that's an amazing honor for Kuwait, and it's been an amazing honor to be working on this project since 2010. So during one of our meetings about LEED, we discovered that so far we're diverting over 80% of the construction waste materials on site. For a project of our size, that's huge, that's big. And suddenly I had just an idea pop in my brain, and it started as a very small idea, now it's a week, a forum, suddenly. The idea was, why not engage the society, engage architects, engage designers, artists, musicians, everybody who's interested, why not engage them in becoming part of T2? Why? Because Terminal 2 is the only building that is constructed by the government of Kuwait that is actually going to be used by everybody. It is a terminal building. Everybody's going to use it, Kuwaiti and non-Kuwaiti. So it's part of our community to travel, and we love traveling, and that building is going to give us that opportunity through an amazing portal.
Okay, so let me just stop you for 1 second and make sure I understand this. So number one, you are part of the building of T2, Terminal 2, and having it supervising the team, and having it gold LEED certified.
Yes,
okay.
One of my duties, yes.
Okay, that's a big deal. Okay, and then number two, the idea is how can we get everybody involved in this? Because it's going to be used by everybody. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. Apart from wanting everybody to be involved in this project, this project has been getting a lot of negative publicity. And us being on site, we see what's really happening, and we know the ins and outs of the project. So it's unfair for the project itself, the publicity that it's getting.
So it's a way to get everybody involved and also combat negative publicity.
Not combat it, but give them the
real story.
The real story, the real information.
Okay,
exactly.
So involve people, get out the real story. Start the good news channel around T2.
Exactly, because everybody has to know it. It's their building. This building is for every person, single person in Kuwait.
Great. All right, so we have sort of people here who are interested to listen to your idea. Okay, they've stayed here. They have resisted the chocolate outside to be here with you right now and give you some advice and support. So if you had one ask, one question that you wanted to say, hey, I need this. Could you help me with this? What would that be? What pops into your mind?
Can it be done in 2 months?
Can it be done in 2 months?
Because that is all the time I have. I have 88 days.
And how, so can it be done in 2 months? And I might even add on, how could it be done in 2 months?
I actually have a plan set. I can share it with you if you guys are interested. But I'm an architect, I'm a planner. But this is the first time I do an event of this size, an event in general, let alone one of this size and caliber.
Okay, so big event, high visibility.
Extremely.
Fast timeline.
Yes.
So if there are people, would
volunteer,
you'd be looking for volunteers? Okay, are you looking for partnership with the media?
looking for partnership in the media.
Okay.
Yes, we're looking for partnership and everybody who's interested in spreading the word about sustainability, LEED, and green architecture. طبعا the aspect of green and LEED and sustainability is such a big social responsibility and such a big social item that it's not just about architecture.
Okay.
We've discovered that there's a lot of things to do with sustainability and LEED.
All right, so what, is there anybody out there, this is sort of a big idea, but it's socially oriented in the sense that there's a benefit to society, right? There's an environmental component of this, it's going to be used by the community, and you're on a fast timeline and need some help in getting out the good news about this, correct?
Yes.
So does anybody have ideas about how to get involved, how people can get involved with this idea? Does anybody have something that has popped into your head, like, I'm a member of this group, they might be interested in this, they might be interested in volunteering? That's just one example of how to take a big idea and make it much smaller into something that we can do and help with in our own communities. So do any ideas pop into your head out there in terms of ways that you could help, or advice that you could give around this idea? Words of advice or things that you could help with, ideas for her? Anyone out there? Yes, we've got somebody. Oh, great. Can you use the microphone there and tell us your name and your idea or advice? Thank you so much.
Hi, Reem. My name is Reem. Excuse my English, it's a bit...
It's better than my Arabic.
Not perfect in English, to be honest. So the idea is, I sing, so I'm into music, so when she mentioned musicians, what about like doing live music in the airport, like?
Okay, I think I need to explain a little bit about the project.
Okay, hold on one second. Let's take this idea a step further. Just explain a little bit more. Let's receive all the ideas. Because what I'm picturing is music in T2 and an event. Would that be possible?
Almost.
Okay, all right. So remember, we're accepting all the ideas right now. So
may I
yes.
just say it in Arabic so and she can translate for you?
Okay, great.
Thank you. يعني خلينا نقول مثلا احتفال يصير أي سفارة يكون الانترناشونال داي مالها العيد الوطني مالهم نقدرنا احنا as Kuwait airport نسوي شي لايف ميوزك يكون له علاقة بالدولة نفسها.
Okay, so Terminal 2 is currently under construction. There is not a physical full building existing. We do have site visits on site, but what I wanted to do, or what the purpose of the CSR that I'm doing is, I want to take T2 out of the construction site into the city. That's keyword. So it's the project is taking the construction site of T2 to the public, because we can't have all of the Kuwaiti population and the non-Kuwaiti population in sites at the same time, but I can get it out there for them.
And what was her suggestion?
She was suggesting that as Kuwait International Airport, could we collaborate with an embassy during one of their National Day celebrations, where we could have a music performance hosted by, let's say, Kuwait Airport to celebrate or co-celebrate that embassy's National Day celebration.
Okay. And
So
that
the
sounds like a
event
great
I'm
idea.
having does have music, so yes.
Yes, but that does sound like a good idea.
It does
correct?
sound like a good idea, but when a building is established. Currently there is no building established, so we want to get people more aware of the fact that it is under construction and that the construction is amazing.
Okay, so it's you'd export the idea of the construction to the community.
Yes.
And bring the music, essentially, and have a
Yes.
celebration.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, we have another suggestion or resource or piece of advice.
Work? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So building on that idea.
And this is Iman.
Yes. I'm Iman, yes. So the construction site has sounds, right? So when you're constructing, there's lots of different mechanical sounds. And if you put those together, that makes music. So then that could be your construction site somewhere else, off the site. It's music, it's engaging, but it also links back to your original idea.
That's really interesting. You need somebody who is a mixer, right, to
We
take
already
in.
have a lot of people that produce and mix music in Kuwait, so that's amazing.
That would be great, right?
Yes.
And so it's drawing on the artistic talents in the community to be able to do this. Fantastic. Okay, we've got another idea.
Hi, my name's Nuha. My suggestion would be to take it into the schools, to go into the schools at any grade level. I could see this in elementary school all the way through middle and high school. For high school, it would be more focused, as the speakers earlier were talking about, serving as mentors to the students grade 11 and 12 who are looking for career choices, looking for universities. For the younger kids, it would be to explain the different sort of roles, maybe, the occupations within the field of engineering and construction. And lots of middle schools also are now focused on STEAM learning. So that could probably be an area that you can tap into.
And a natural partnership with what Ebru is doing with encouraging women in engineering, right? And you could encourage girls in engineering and sort of convey that message while going into the schools. That's a great idea. Okay, we've got a lot of hands raised. Okay, let's take these two ideas, and then we will see if we've got our next folks in the room, and we could probably have time for one more. And if not, I'll follow your directions, and we'll just end it. Okay, great, thank you. What's your name and your idea?
My name is Nadia. Sorry for my voice. I have a bit of a cold. If I understood correctly, part of what you need is running a campaign, and you need funding. I believe you could collaborate with airlines. I mean, airlines will be the basic users and beneficiary of this kind of portal. I mean, airport. So they could help also.
Yeah, nice idea. It could be a little challenging in 88 days, but it could be possible.
Okay.
And really make this event amazing. Thank you for that idea. Great, I like it. How is this going to happen? Let's talk about the financing behind it. All right, and we've got one more over here.
How about you create a mobile virtual room that goes through the country, and when anybody goes inside, they can actually experience the airport. So it's a virtual walk through
VR glasses
through the
I
country.
really need to tell you what this project is. Okay.
It sounds fantastic. I would love to have VR glasses that let me go into Terminal 2, right? The VR Terminal 2 experience. And we've got Ebru here. We've got to hear that piece of advice or idea from Ebru.
In order to build the airport, you have to construct it before
The BIM
in the
model.
3 dimensions. And you have to add the mechanical, electrical, all the designs into it. So we're actually every day going through, I mean, all the engineers are going through it with the VR glasses. The other idea I have in mind, actually what we are doing in Turkey, we have a book which is called Our House's Little Engineers. And you know, the kids, they are the biggest consumers. They go and buy all the toys, and they just, in day one, they're bored from it. So we created this book. This book is actually teaching them how to become engineers by making them play some games. And the way that they play games is they use the waste of the houses, and they create some different like models of a wind turbine, small electrical plant, so many other things. And we have done that in a city called Gaziantep in the far east of Turkey. We gave it to the kindergarten students, small little kids, with the teachers and the parents. They made all these little models and toys and games and plays. And at the end, we put them in a nice exhibition. And they loved it because the parents were happy because they didn't go out and buy something. They used all the waste. The kids were very happy because they played together with the families. And the teachers were happy because we just created the little small engineers, young engineers of the houses. So you can.
This is great. Bring the kids, and you get the parents too.
Yes,
right?
Because parents were more excited to perform these projects. I mean, I've seen they were like, we've done this, we've done the solar plant, the wind plant, and so forth. So it was very interesting.
That's really cool. So somehow I have a feeling you have already discussed this, but it's the idea. I think it makes sense, right? The component of get children involved, have activities for children, and then the parents will come too, like the Lego museum idea, right? Great, my kids will be occupied for a while, and it brings them to your project and familiarity with it. Okay, well, thank you very much. That was great. And anybody who has ideas, can we have the commitment to meet and give contact information? If you have additional ideas, okay, it sounds like they're pretty organized, but we will accept those ideas. And I will turn back to the social entrepreneurship terms page. So if you all want to do a Google search and say, wow, this social entrepreneurship sounds interesting, I'd like to learn more. In addition to learning about people, you can learn sort of about the rules and the structure around social entrepreneurship that are happening today. So thank you very much. I know this ran way over, so I really appreciate you all staying here. Thank you.